Who needs a drink? It's Friday already. Boy, that week went fast. Am I right? Am I right or am I right or am I right? Yes, it did. We got some people coming in the room. Because they want to hear the ranting. We can talk about a lot of stuff. We can talk about the new Rolex commercial. That was just released this morning with tiny clues, as always. But tiny, tiny, tiny. Even smaller than usual. I guess it's 100 years since the oyster case. Is that what it is? I've lost track. Let me turn off Wi-Fi on this phone. Philip Manning. PayPal, like clockwork. And DJ with a €10, excuse me, €10 super chat. Just watched first half hour of Ireland Part 1 and I love it. Wow, thanks, man. Yeah, they're long. You can take it in pieces. In fact, I recommend you do. Take both episodes in parts, unless you really want to sit in for the evening with a bottle of wine or something. Get comfy. It's great to know that people are going back through the catalog and watching some of the episodes. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's a good episode. I might send that one, actually. I met some new friends last night. People who work at the Biennale of Art here. There's Ryan with a PayPal also. Thank you, legend. I like these PayPal people. Anyway, they were interested in seeing some of the more arty stuff. One of the girls has an exhibition coming up here in Venice. We were savoring champagne. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see a picture, a big sword on the table next to the champagne bottles. It's funny. But like a big, huge sword. It was hilarious. Bloody Instagram is giving me shit again. Do this. Bear with me. Talk among yourselves for a moment. I don't know why I bother. So yes, what do you guys want to talk about? Iran and their victory. Jesus, what a fucking mess that whole thing is. We won, guys. Didn't you hear? Haven't you heard? We won. You know what it reminds me of? There's a bit in a Deer Hunter when De Niro comes back from Vietnam And it's him and Meryl Streep, and they're walking down the street. They go to like a local supermarket or something. And there's lots of the locals going, "Oh, Michael, you're home, Michael," you know. And one of the guys is like, "We won, Michael, huh? We won." Because it doesn't matter if you lose. The people need to believe. He's beginning to believe. There's Louise. Thank you for the PayPal. I like how this is going. Charles, Artemis 2 is coming home. Yes, the Orion, yeah. It is, and that's in a couple of hours. And when I go over to Dirk, because I always do my 2 hours tonight, and then I go over to Dirk on the eyebashers, and we do a little bit of we do our old style show. That's how the eyebashers began. That's where the name comes from. I mean, he does the rest of the week by himself, and it's turned into a very different thing. But it has its own charm. And we're both space geeks, nerds. So I feel like we'll watch it because we can. I think we can show it. I might put it on the big screen right here behind me. Andrew, in 4 is it in 4 hours? I thought it was at 3 Pacific, which would be midnight here. No? Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole. Alpha Foxtrot. Orion will splash down Pacific 07 UTC. 8:07 p.m. splashdown for Charles, whom I'm assuming is on the eastern seaboard. Okay, so that will be at 2. So myself and Dirk will be pretty drunk by then. I'm so excited about this stuff. I love it. I will be honest that last week I was watching every minute of it. And it was a little kind of like, God damn it, man. You know, you're telling me 55 years ago we did this shit so easily and broadcast it so easily. I was just like, but I don't care. I don't care. I still enjoyed it. And my favorite bit was the jar of Nutella floating across the screen. That was hilarious. So funny. Ah, yes. So, yeah, I don't know. What do I talk about tonight? Well, we can talk about it. Let's go and find this Rolex ad. Rolex. I mean, it's barely anything. I was watching one of their things about a conductor, though. Kind of went into the start pulling the thread there on the Rolex website, and it was they make such great little documentaries. There's no sign of a watch. They just all these achievements of men, and it was great. And then at the very end, reach for the crown. 20 minutes later. Let me share this. Here it is. You want to watch it? I can even put the sound on, I think. I don't think there's a problem. This is a commercial. that very briefly. 100 years of achievements. And then this. And Rolex Oyster Perpetual. Are they putting out a new OP? These are their little clues. They must have such fun every year doing this. You know, just giving us little bite-sized clues. You know? There they all are. You cannot go in there. You cannot film in there. It's all top secret. This is a new... I'm sorry I didn't play it all the way through. I'm sure you've already seen it. It only lasts like 10 seconds. I'm just going through it frame by frame. Now look at that. They show all of these. There's a rainbow Daytona, all iced out. A celebration dial. The Tiffany. The infamous Tiffany. Does that one exist already? That's a two-tone date just in 36. I think it does. These are all watches that already exist on the roster. Look at that thing. Jesus. White gold. My God. And of course the Land Dweller. Then there's this. This is what was freaking everyone out. 100 years instead of Swiss made. Super chat from NH the Professor. 20 bucks, who's also a member. I'm not an asshole. I'm a hemorrhoid. Hemorrhoids irritate assholes. I like it. 100 years. I mean, is that going to be printed on the dial, or are they just fucking with our heads? This is interesting. It seems to be gold with gold indices, and over here on the corner here and over here on the right, we have some green dots. This may be a new OP. A gold or two-tone OP. That's Serena Williams there. Or is it Venus? And she has an OP on, I think, or a date. Just Oyster Story. So there's going to be an oyster. Now, I expect that tomorrow morning there'll be another ad. They usually bleed them out over a couple of days, don't they? We'll all wake up in the morning to a whole new ad. Right? Right. That's usually what happens. What do you guys think? Oh, Coco Gauff. Sorry. Not Serena. Sorry. Was that racist? Sorry. I wasn't paying attention. It was a black female tennis player. It's Coco Gauff. Wearing what I think was a date dust, actually. But they're all Oyster Perpetual, right? Isn't it? You know, all their watches are Oyster Perpetual in some way or another. I haven't done wristwatch check yet. I can't stop wearing this thing. Still doing the IWC. Big Pilot in 43 in blue. I was down having coffee the other day on the water. And there's a woman there, she manages, and she has nice stuff. She just got herself a Cartier Just Oncle. She's like, you notice something different? I'm like, What? She's like, you didn't notice. I got it just in clue. I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful, darling. But I said, what do you think of this? She goes, it's nice, but it's just a little bit too classic or traditional. I usually see you with more blingy stuff on, she said. I was like, oh God. She's like, it's nice, but I think she was expecting something a bit more pizzazz, perhaps. I don't know. And Dirk didn't like it last week much. He preferred the Speedy, which I will put on later when we're watching the. It's been in the box because it's so minty with stickers and all. But I will put it on while we're watching Orion coming in, splashing down. Because you have to. You have to put on some sort of Speedy. But he wasn't as mad about this. He preferred the Speedy. It's just a taste thing. And I got a lot of messages from people saying, that watch is so you. You know? So who knows? I don't know. Rob Freddy. Happy Friday, folks. That's the spirit. If you're watching on Instagram, come over to YouTube, Ocean O'Malley channel on YouTube, because Instagram won't last that long. Only just like an hour. It's a very laid back show. Very, very laid back. It's for relaxing, having a smoke, and talking about stuff. Scott Ferrara thinks she wears. Coco wears a purple OP. That's actually what it looked like, and it would make sense that they would show that, right? Hey, listen, we love the OP. We do. Want a nice, simple, classic Rolex? I think the Explorer won. The Explorer. Or any of the OPs, right? Just simple class. Understated. Or a date just without the fluted bezel. Plain, smooth bezel, date just on the oyster. There's a classic Rolex. And you can get them at great prices these days. 8,800, 9,000. You can have yourself one of those with the silver dial or the black dial or whatever. If you want the green or something and the motif or something, then it's different. I'm looking forward to all the messages now over the weekend as this live sits there and brews all the messages in the comments after the fact. That's not Serena, it's Coco. I'm looking forward to it. You asked for that one, O'Malley. You idiot. Guitar Man, you still have the gene? Everybody keeps asking me that. Yeah. I can't keep everything in the house, guys. Stuff has to stay in the bank. It's a risk. A lot of gold pieces at the moment. With Rufus, IWC understated class. I agree. It's not like this thing doesn't sparkle in the light. I know it's more subdued luxury. I discovered as well that it's a bit pricier, this one. Because I registered the warranty on their website. And I didn't realize, can anyone tell me why? I should know, shouldn't I? I'm the watch guy. But pilot's watches. So there's one guy, he wanted to buy it. He was like, hey, what's the price on that? I don't want to take it. And then he said, you know what, maybe I'll go for the chronograph. And I thought, well, yeah, sure, the chrono is lovely. There's the chronograph. That's 43 millimeters. And beautiful. I don't like the date so close in here. I like the date to be farther over on the right, because what that tells me is the movement is small. When you have a big watch, that's great, but if the movement is a little small on the inside, it's kind of like fake boobs, isn't it? A little bit. But anyway, it's still a gorgeous watch. But I realized something odd. That's 7,900 euros here in Europe. I don't know what it is in the States. And as you drag down, 79, 89, blah, 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 for the green on the bracelet, 79, 79, la, 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 la. These are chronos. These are complex watches. 77, 79. There's one there for 10 too, because it's probably in ceramic. Then you eventually get down to this watch, and it's 99. You know what? I think that just went up. I thought I checked it last night. It was 98. Did it go up by 100 euros? I think it just went up by 100 euros. Nobody noticed because everyone was talking about the Rolex ad. Can you tell me why a three-hander in 43 mils? I know it has the bigger crown and all of that, and it's a more handsome watch actually, but why is that one like $2,000 more expensive? It has the Easy X exchange system on the bracelet. I'd like to know, why is this a pricier watch? I'm a little lost. It's the same in green. By the way, people were asking me what color the strap is. Some were saying, hey, it's brown, and some were saying, I think I said it was black. And it has kind of browny tones. But no, it's actually a deep, deep blue. What did they call it here? Blue calf skin. So there you go. Good looking watch. James says it's because of an in-house movement. Right, so I thought it might be something like that. The chronos are probably value 7750. Really? The 7750? That big ox? Really? Are they thicker? Do we have the thickness? Because the 7750 is a thick movement. You have to make a thick watch. I mean, not too thick, but kind of noticeable. Let me check. I should share this over. Characteristic. Movement. The caliber 69385. Is that a modified 7750? How thick is the watch? Characteristics. Is it there? Doesn't say. So this one's got in-house, right? Okay. I figured it might be something like that. Chronos are in-house. See, we have the experts here. Thank you, guys. I think I'd know. You can tell how much I've been paying attention to IWC over the past while. Chronos are in-house now too, but based on the 7750, but the added column wheel. Oh. Interesting. Volker said there's no in-house movement, and that's why. Sub-Zero. You have lots of questions. Why don't you super chat with these questions, you assholes? So rude. Guys, give me your thoughts on an idea. Is it a good investment to buying an 18 karat Black Bay 58? No, I would not say that's a good investment. If you like the watch, get the watch. But I did some calculations about weight of gold and the second-hand prices on chrono. Yeah, but even if the weight of gold, I mean, I guess what you're saying is the second-hand prices are pretty low on that watch. Even if gold is way high, still doesn't get up to the price of the watch in most cases. A lot of people getting very excited because the price of gold is so high that their gold watch is now worth more. Not really. You're paying for the form, you know. Like a piano is made of wood and brass and strings, but whatever amount of wood is in it and the brass wouldn't come to the price of the piano, because the piano is built to be a piano and perform. So it's the same kind of thing. It'll be a while. I mean, gold would have to go to 10,000 before it began to really match, or you'd have to be dealing with a watch that really had no value or very little value on the secondary. Watches on Wood says 7,800 in gold. Add the BB58, that's the price now. Wow. I don't know, maybe. I think I might change the watch though. I've had it on all day. I don't know. It's so nice. And I leave it on the pillow next to me. And I wake up and there's the time. Like I have a clock, a bedside clock. So legible. It's a beautiful thing. 9,900 now. I swear. Maybe I was drunk. I was definitely drunk. Because I was out late. We did the sabering of all the, we did a garden party on the other side of town and sabered the bottles. And then we went to dinner in this interesting little joint. Place I'd never been to before. It was actually really good. It was very interesting people. But yeah, I got fairly well oiled. So I was probably drunk. So I swear I checked the price on the thing and I was like, and it was 98. Did they push it up by $100 last night? That's a shocker. What should I put on next? Well, speaking of chronographs, maybe I should put on the VC. What do you reckon? This has the equivalent of the 321. This is, speaking of column wheel and vertical clutch. You want one? There's one. With a bullet. Like that? Is that getting you aroused? Look how slim the watch is. That's a watch, just in case you've never seen one. Shutter says, that's nice. I think it's a little bit more nice. This is VC, baby. But thank you. It has a butterfly clasp, though. I prefer the simple. Omega do these as well. Like on this IWC, it's just a simple fold over click. I don't like the butterfly. It's annoying. One of my APs has a butterfly as well. It's a pain in my ass. But whatever. I forgive the watch. There you go. How's that? Miguel Garcia, 41. Is it 41 or 42? This one, I can't remember. It's not small, not oversized, but it's not a tiny watch. I'll rotate the watches a little as we talk. Weak on the numbers tonight. What's going on? What's happening? What is happening, guys? I don't understand. Maybe people are losing interest somehow. Kill that. Yeah. So if you have questions, back it up with a super chat, for crying out loud. What do you think I'm doing this for nothing? So how do you all feel about the mess? The absolute mess that's going on. Melania comes out. I only marry pedophile. I am not pedophile friend. So rumor has it that because that was completely, spontaneous, or at least it seems to be. And rumor has it that she did that because there's a book coming out during the week in the UK about Prince Andrew and Epstein. But apparently it has a lot of details in there that include her. Apparently they were both having a slice of Melania when she first came. She was a prostitute, essentially. And then the lads were surprised that Donald married her. They're like, what, is he getting married to that hooker? Isn't that terrible? And they don't seem to be able to squash the publication of this book. The Brits, of course, have been very diligent about, or relatively diligent, certainly more diligent than the Americans, on prosecuting, bringing people to justice, anybody to do who has anything to do with the Epstein madness. So it's hard to squash info coming out about that. I don't know. Well, of course that was her. I mean, we've seen nude photos of her and everything. I mean, that's how she got her start. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the original sport, the oldest profession in the world. Woman's got to do what a woman's got to do. Sex workers are not to be discriminated against. nor are immigrant sex workers, which is what she is. But yeah, I think this is what the whole thing is about. I never knew Jeffrey Epstein. Poor thing can barely speak English at all. I wonder to myself, like, what does she speak at home? Does she ever talk to her husband? Or is it just him all the time going, I'm the greatest and no one's ever seen anything like me before? She goes, yes, Donald, yes. Is that what it is? Yeah, I guess that's what it is. What was I thinking? Of course, that's what it is. Christ. Mike, Melania's a liar. Well, there's no way she wrote that speech because there's terminology in there that only a fluent English speaker would write. Okay, so it's definitely not her speech. Maybe she had a writer fix up her own speech or something, or maybe she was just handed it and they're like, listen, darling, stop shopping for handbags and get up there and read this shit. Wouldn't surprise me. Does anything surprise us anymore? how unsensitized, is that the word? Unsensitized. How unsensitized are we at this point? Where the leader of the free world, if that's what you believe it is, can say we will, what did he say, obliterate a nation or whatever, civilization. What kind of fucking shit is that to say, you psycho? That's worse than Hitler. But now we just get back to business as usual. What was Obama? What were his scandals? He wore a tanned colored suit, remember? He fist bumped his wife on the stage. Remember all those terrible scandals about that man and all those horrible things he did? That awful tan suit. Meanwhile, he bombed half the world as well. They all bomb half the world. That's their job. You win the presidency and they go, oh, well done. What did you promise the people? Lower taxes? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, come on into this room. We want to show you a little film of the JFK assassination from an angle you've never seen before. Any questions? But it's amazing. Basically threatened to kill everyone in the 90 million people, the oldest culture in the world. He was just kidding. Donald says lots of crazy stuff. Really? Cool. Okay. That's where we are? Okay. Got it. That's fun. Desensitized. But now we just get back to this. Yes. Thank you. No, not found. But the trick is he didn't actually do. Oh, of course, travel. Yeah, that's it's a market thing, right? He keeps pushing down the market and letting it bounce back. All his mates just go, okay, we'll buy. When are you going to say everything's okay? Tomorrow morning. Okay, great. So then we'll buy the stocks and we'll sell tomorrow when the market opens. Big market manipulation scheme. Good for him. I hope he fucking bleeds the place dry. Good for him. If you can't see what he's up to, it's your fucking fault. See that guy burned that factory to the ground? What a legend. I was so impressed by that. This dude. I guess he wasn't earning. He was on minimum wage at some fucking big warehouse. He couldn't afford to pay anything, and he set. It was a big warehouse of toilet roll out in California, and it fucking burned to the ground. Look. Gone. That's hilarious. I mean, I know the people he hates, the people he wants to get at, will claim the insurance on that immediately. They won't lose a dime. The only people who will suffer are people buying toilet roll and his fellow workers who also work there. But fuck it, man. Sometimes you got to send a message. It's like, what was the kid who shot the fucking CEO? The big pharma CEO. Yeah. Fuck it. I don't know, like, if a man working in a warehouse like that, 9 to 5 all week long, can't pay his rent, can't pay basic stuff, can't pay his healthcare, then the system doesn't work, kids. And someone's making billions. So it's time that they were reminded they can't get away with ripping normal people off anymore. I love it. It's about the statement. Again, whoever owns that company there is currently filling out insurance forms and calling lawyers, and they'll go away unscathed because that's what the rich do. It really is a world of the rich versus the poor, isn't it? We're told it's citizens versus immigrants, or whites against blacks, or Jews against Muslims, or whatever. But it's actually none of that. The world is, we look at a world map, the America against the Russians, they should have a world map that actually maps out the reality of things. And that is the wealthy versus the poor. That's the real map. Because the wealthy of China and the wealthy of Saudi Arabia and the wealthy of the United States, they're all buddies. They're all fucking chums. They may disagree publicly on lots of stuff, but behind closed doors, they smoke cigars. And the poor suffer. It's wrong. Trump manipulates markets and alternately spewing out negative, then positive messages. You can set your watch by it. Yes, I agree, James. That's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. That's what he says. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, they've got by, 8 p.m. tonight before we nuke their country and kill 90 million people. And the whole world goes, oh my God, did you hear what Trump said? Didn't mean any of it. I mean, it's very irresponsible for a man with such incredible power to say such a thing. But listen, add it to the list, kids. Is anyone counting at this point? And then he go, oh, we came to We came to an agreement. We won. No, they it wasn't really. They said, yeah, well, we have our 10-point plan, which includes all the shit we want, including being allowed to enrich uranium. The whole point of the whole thing, apparently, in the first place, right? And then the market shoots up. I've been watching the stocks, I've been watching the Dow. The Dow is over 50,000. The Dow shot up like 1,500 points the following morning. Loads of people made loads of money. Follow the cash, kids. Always follow the cash. By the way, speaking of the Dow is over 50, she got away in the nick of time. They're like, who did you want to subpoena? Because she doesn't work for us anymore. Now she can't. Now you can't drag her in front of Congress. Quite clever, actually. For a bunch of stupid people, they're actually quite clever sometimes. Or at least they're ruthless and ballsy. They have balls of steel. I'll give them that. You know? You want to subpoena the AG? Well, she's no longer Attorney General anymore, so boom. No, you can't subpoena her. Do you want to subpoena the new guy? Because he doesn't know anything yet. It's pretty clever shit. Hope they make movies about this in years to come. Scott Ferrara, $4.99. Thank you, man. Love you. Thanks, bro. You in New York? You're on the rooftop there somewhere in Midtown, I think. Travel recommendations in Rome. Bars, sites, cafes, restaurants I need to see. Jesus, Rome is full of them, man. Where can I shop for solid gold? Grey market Rolex at a great price. There's Bonanno right there, big one. There's a ton of them, man. Go on Chrono24 and do a search for whatever you're interested in, and then filter it for Italy. And then you'll see the ones that are in Rome. Rome's a big watch town. Then go find look at the name and go find them on the website, on their own website. Find their address and all that and write it all down. That's what I recommend you do. Shouldn't be too hard to get a nice solid gold Rolex at a reduced price. It's a good time to buy one. As for, sites, how long do you have? This could be a whole episode. Come on, it's Rome, for crying out loud. I don't know where to start, man. You've probably seen all the YouTube videos and all that. I was just in Rome. I'll tell you what. Go back through my live. I don't know if they're live right now or maybe they're members only. I did 3 live streams from Rome just last year. So we'll go back and watch those. Thank you for the super chat. And do what I said on Chrono. That way you'll see Bonanno, you see Rocca. You know who has the best deals in all of Italy there in Rome? They're called Conte, Conte, Conte. Follow them on Instagram. There's this broad. She's very loud. And she's like, here's our watches this week. And they have the most aggressive pricing probably in the country. Conte Orology. There you go. Andy London, 10 British pounds. The last time wealth was concentrated among a few kings and queens. In the end, they increased their wealth by going to war and taking what they wanted. Yeah, war's big business, guys. We've all seen that film with Nicolas Cage. It's big business. You have to stay at war. It's the whole point. What are they going to do with all those fancy bombs they made and fancy aircraft? You got to sell them to someone. It's good money in war. Really good money. Two-wheel Rob. Forza Maloney. Maloney's days are numbered now, man. We just had that referendum here. Mind you, she's backpedaling now. She's trying to appeal to the people she lost trust in. Or who lost trust in her. Yeah, there's a big election happening next year. It's unlikely she'll win. Her popularity has waned. She didn't deliver anything that she was supposed to deliver. She just stayed in power. Good for her. She hung on a lot longer than anyone thought she would. But the Italians, it was a technical referendum. It was about the court system here, the justice system. She was trying to reshape it from the inside out. So it was kind of a technical thing. And they threw in a lot of things into the same vote, which handicapped their ability to get a yes. They got a little too greedy, you might say. But I think the Italians used it as a vote of no confidence. Their no was more about, we don't like you anymore. Mostly young people, you know. But all the fascists still over, you know. They're her gang. A woman has a deep voice, man. It's fucking deeper than my voice. Some of these Italian women have very deep voices. They sound like men. Not Matt Lang is saying the Pantheon. Well, yeah, you have to see the Pantheon. I mean, I'm assuming the chap going to Rome knows he has to see the Colosseum and he has to see the Fontana Trevi, the Trevi Fountain, and he has to see the Pantheon. Do some research on the Pantheon and why it's such an incredible miracle of architecture. The roof and how they made that roof. It's quite astonishing. I assume you're going to do all of that reading. I think what he's asking me for is like little secret joints that people don't know about. I'll tell you one thing, you should take a look at the metro system. It's quite efficient. I found it very efficient for getting around. I went down by train and I was staying in the Piazza Spagna by the Spanish Steps. And I just from the train station, which is a decent train station, it's not bad. I jumped on the metro, 3 stops, boom. Cover your watch. That actually happened. I had the gold GMT on. My friends were out getting drunk in Trastevere, and they saw the watch and they're like, cover that one. Put your sleeve down. They're like, you're in Rome now. You're not in Kansas anymore, O'Malley. You're in Rome now. Here's Daniel. Hey, man. The mouse that roared. Ray, is there a McDonald's in Rome? Asking for a friend. There's one here as well in Venice. The kids love McDonald's here, you know. The kids are sick of the pasta and the pizza and all of that. You know, they like a little bit of porchata every now and then. Something greasy. David Fitzsimons. More importantly, is there a Supermax? Supermax is like a alternative to McDonald's in Ireland. It's very popular. It's very popular. If you want something greasy in the middle of the night when you're drunk. I think the first one was in Dublin, probably was, on O'Connell Street. The Irish like unhealthy food. They do. They like fucking burgers and crap. The Irish are not famously very healthy people. They like to stuff their face with a lot of garbage, potato chips and stuff. Very popular in Ireland. It's cold, for crying out loud. It's grey. It's raining. You need something to make you feel better. Have some whiskey, honey. Make you feel better. There's a quote. Anybody get that one? That's a weird one. DJ, $5. Which pieces would you never let go? Well, probably the Seamaster 300M, the first. I don't think I'd let the AP Chrono go. That's kind of monumental. You know what I don't think I'll ever let go? And it's right here, and I'll put it on. For a few reasons. I don't know if the Meredith is watching. He'd be very happy to I'm putting this on. Hang on, I better wind it. It's got 3 days in it, but obviously I've left it down too long. Yeah, it needs a full wind. It's a good idea to wind it up fully. Palms need a good, strong, full wind. You should do that with all your watches, but some you can get away with just giving it a few, but a palm needs good, healthy wind. 10:58. Yes. I'm putting this on. This is the Palm 415. So there's a few reasons. One is it's like such a monumental palm. Two is I need a palm in my life at all times. I don't feel right without a palm. It's great. It's big beefy watch for the beefy arms. Big 47 mil. Chunky monkey. It's a beautiful thing. Secondly, it took me a long time to find this strap. You can't see the color. Let me use my flashlight. Bring up the color. See that? It's like a burgundy. They don't make it anymore. It's very hard to find. And I find I lost one. I missed out on one because I was kicking tires. You should never kick tires. Just move on the watch when you see it. And I finally found one again. I was like, boom. The other thing is they're very affordable. You can pick up one of these things between $4,000 and $5,000. So what's the point in selling it? You sell a piece when you're kind of running out of money or you need money to buy something else. $30,000 piece might pay for a boat or a car or something like that. What are you going to do with $4,500, $5,000, or whatever these things go for? It's worth it just to keep it. That's a good thing about the soft prices of Panerai. It's kind of worth it to just leave it in the collection. Now you have a Panerai. You're not that invested, It doesn't weigh you down like other pieces might. Speaking about kicking tires, did anybody see my live during the week? From the Piazza, and some guy was like, hey, I got the call for a no-date sub. And I waited 4 years for the call. But now I'm wondering, I'm having second thoughts. And I'm afraid I might have buyer's remorse. Did anybody see that? That infuriated me. He waited 4 years. And it's a no-date sub out of all Rolex you could get a call for. The Submariner, the 124060. There's like 10,000 guys waiting right behind him if he doesn't go and get it. It was so ridiculous. I don't want to make the guy feel bad if he's watching. I'm just saying, like, jeepers. I think he was afraid of the wife, which is it is a typical thing. I used to have that when I was selling computers in New York. Some of my machines were custom and they were very expensive, for studios and designers and stuff. And I'd get, people would ask me questions. And the more questions they ask, the more chance they won't buy. I always found the more serious buyers don't ask questions. Maybe one question. They just buy. The more questions the more back and forth, the less likely they are to pull the trigger. They're probably not ready. They just like talking to salesmen. What's that from? But sometimes I would get that, they'd ask me a few questions. Oh, sure, yeah, this, blah, blah, blah. Let me know what you need to know. And then I'd get that message going, all right, well, I'll talk to the wife and get back to you tomorrow. And I would always say, never mind, dude. Just move on. Like the wife is going to say yes. The wife will never say yes. If you need to talk to the wife, I feel bad for you for one, first of all. You need to consult. And if it needs to go through the wife at all, it ain't happening. Let's be real about it. So I'd always reply to those messages going, don't worry, man. Best of luck on your search. Yeah, or whatever. John's in the room. Hey, man. I'll talk to the wife equals I can't afford it and I'm not mad enough to admit it. You're right, dude. You're so right. Oh, man. If you're in that situation, you shouldn't be shopping. First of all, you shouldn't be shopping for something like a watch or something. And think of it, this was computers. This was like a tool, purely a tool that a person needed for their photography or their design or their studio or their whatever. A watch is not a luxury watch is not it's a piece of jewelry. It's not something you need. It is not. It may have value as an asset. We all know this fucking touchy subject, right? In the sense that, like the guy there who was mulling over this 124060 that he was finally allocated after 4 years, 4 excruciating years of wait. Think of it. Should have just bought one on the grave 4 years ago. Moved on with his life. Ugh, I'll never understand it, but whatever. If you're in that moment and you can't make that decision without the go ahead, I mean, you're in a dark place there. Maybe you are irresponsible with money. Maybe the wife is absolutely right. Maybe you guys can't afford that at all. Maybe it's absurd to even be on the list at the AD. You never know what the backstory is with people. But I would recommend, if you do have the money burning a hole in your pocket and you finally get the call, I mean, for one, the guy could have bought it. I hope he did. I ordered him. I practically ordered him live on the thing to turn off my fucking stream and go and pick up the thing. For Christ's sake. Then he could flip it in 5 minutes. I even offered. I said, if you don't want to have to go through the trouble of going to someone, Grey Marketplace or putting it on Chrono or whatever, I was like, I'll give you $1,000 right now over what you paid right now. Just go get it. So it's different with some watches. How many watches can you say that about? That's definitely one you can say that about. You are not, it's not spending money. You're not giving away money. That's the thing. With most things, you buy a carton of milk, your money's gone. You better drink that milk. No one's going to buy your carton of milk from you. It's not going to be worth anything in 6 months. It's going to go bad in a week. Your money's gone, but it's only a couple of bucks for a carton of milk, right? Drink the milk, okay? Bag of apples, whatever it is. Then there are other things. Clothing. You're not going to get your money back. Some guy, not some guy, my good friend last night who was throwing the garden party with the sword, he had just bought a tan suit. He came to the door. I was like, dude, where's the suit? Because I bought it today at the clothing market here, the secondhand market. It was €7. I was like, that's a fucking nice suit for €7. He goes, yeah, I look like the guy Stansfield and Leon and The Professional. I was like, it is that same color. I was like, when it comes around to Halloween, you should put a tear right here in the shoulder. You can say, when people ask you who you are, you can say, I'm Stansfield. Look. You can go, oh, fuck. Look what you did. Get me everyone, do all those quotes all night. But anyway, we're getting drunk and savoring these bottles and stuff. It was fun. But then he goes, I was like, I can't believe you got that for fucking $7. And he goes, yeah, and it's vintage Canali. He opens it. It was Canali. It was a Canali suit for £7. My God. Anyway, with clothing, it's the same. Like you buy a pair of Levi's. Who the fuck is... You now have a pair of Levi's. Your money is gone, but here's the good news. You have a nice pair of Levi's, right? Or whatever. The list goes on. Very few things hold their value, or even close to their value, or even half their value. Most consumer items lose 50%. We all know about cars. The moment you drive them off the lot, you've lost thousands. But it's your car, so don't cry about that. You get to use the car. It all makes sense, expressed in dollars and cents, pounds, shillings, and pence. You get the product, they get the money. Nice even exchange. Boom. Watches are not the same, especially Rolex, AP, Patek, Vacheron, Richard Mille. These are items, even if you buy a Rolex that's not so hot, like a smooth bezel, God knows what, and you're looking at, if you want to sell it in 6 months, maybe losing 500 or 1,000. Even if you get 80%, 90% of your money back, that's fantastic. That is so much better than so many things that you own. Like miles better than so many things in your life. It's astonishing. Never mind making money. Making money on a watch is only happens with certain items. It does happen with the nowadays, so for sure. but not as much as maybe a few years ago when things were going crazy. But still, especially a crispy new 2026 with the new box, new car, the whole thing, right out of the door. Come on, that thing will sell before you even finish the listing. One of the most sought after watches in the world. So you're not really, you can't think of it like, oh, $10,000. You shouldn't think about it that way. If that's all the money you have in the world and you'll be left broke with after, you won't be able to pay your electricity bill. Well, then that's it. Then you have no business buying the watch at all. You should not be looking at watches at all. You should be buying the new Hydro Conquest from Longines or something, or a Seiko. Just stay humble. Stop, swimming in waters that you can't swim in. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. But if it's $10,000 that was sitting in your account and you have 50 in there or 100 in there or whatever, or it's a shitload of money that you've saved and put aside and you're doing fine other than that, then it's not money being spent. It's just transferring the money and rather than leaving it in the bank where the bank can make interest on it. You're just putting it on your wrist. Just don't lose the watch or don't have it stolen, and then you'll be okay. That's it. It's one of the fun things about the watch hobby, honestly. Daniel, your storytelling is so smooth. I haven't told any stories yet, but thank you. Andy, but Adrian said they're on their list. Yeah. Adrian Barker was like, oh, sub won't go for, it'll go for under list now, or you won't make any money, or you'll lose money. And a week later, he's like, hey, look at my Christopher Ward. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was so painfully obvious, wasn't it? We can see what color underwear you have on, Adrian, all the way from over here. It's astonishing. Crab USC 24, $10. See how quickly your question or your comment will be read when you super chat it? You want to fly up front on the plane, you got to pay. You has got to pay for the ticket. Surfing Smith, I missed this one. Insane, no date sub, for fuck's sake. On my way now. Here. Surfing Smith. Let's get back to crop. Thank you for the super chat. Something like the 5513, that's 3 stops away, man. I jumped at the 1240-60 immediately when I was offered. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, listen, if you get a call for that, you get a call for any Daytona, even certainly a date sub and steel. Any of the interesting dialed Datejust, a Yachtmaster in rhodium or blue, any GMT. Is there any GMT that's not worth getting immediately? Maybe the Zombie. Yeah, they go for a round list. There are certain watches that are just, and they've always been that way. They just don't question it. Others are different. A solid gold GMT, you'll find for less on the gray. A solid gold, still the same, and so on. A white dial Datejust with smooth bezel, or whatever. There are certain pieces that, and not for nothing, they're the ones that you're offered They're the ones you're offered before anything else. Because not as many people want them. They know what pieces everybody wants. You know why? Because everybody bloody asks them about them. How many times do they hear that question every day? Hey, I was just wondering if you had a... They're like, oh my God. I would never be able to work on one of those ADs. Can you imagine me with my temper? I'd be like, stop. Let me finish the sentence. A stainless steel soap. Gee whiz, how did I know you were going to say that? A Batman. Think of it. Here's a question they don't hear very often. Hi, my mother's turning 75 next week, and I'd like to buy her a two-tone Datejust 31 with diamond bezel and mother of pearl tile. That's not something they hear often. I'm sure it happens every now and then. They'd be like, oh yeah, please sit down. What would you like? Champagne? Whatever you want. We have, let us show you the pieces, you know. DJ again, you're a legend, man, and I like that. Is that your watch? The blue dial, solid gold AP, the 23361 or whatever, but in gold. That's like my watch in gold with a blue dial. Holy shit! Has watch collecting made you money? That's a good question. Yeah, I would say so. I've been fairly lucky, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, what happens? What do you do with that money? You fucking spend it on another watch, don't you? So it's kind of muchness. But yes, I suppose, yeah. When I got a Daytona ceramic black, I paid 24 for it, and a week later it went up to 30. And then it went up even more. And I decided, and I made money on that, yeah. And then I got a rose gold one, and I made money on that too. But that was back when things were going berserk, so it was easier. But yeah, I rarely, let's put it this way, I rarely lose money on the watch. Rarely. Try to be smart, you know. You know, as much as I love Panerai and I love Cristiano at the Panerai boutique here, and we talk all the time, and he sees me on the street all the time. And sometimes we get talking, but he's pissed off at me, man, because I still haven't walked in to buy a watch. I brought a customer in. I brought a military guy who was here, and he wanted to buy a Panerai, and he wanted to buy one in Italy. And he just had money burning a hole in his pocket. He's a great guy, and he earns good money. He's a pretty high level military fella, and they pay him well. And I said, I'll come with you. And he said, that'd be great. You know, I'd love to buy a Panerai with my favorite YouTuber or whatever. And so I brought him in, and Cristiano was there, and I was like, there you go. I brought you some business. What do you think of that? But I have not bought one from him because Panerai list is pricey. You can probably get it at a fair amount of discount on the gray, certain watches. So, you know, this thing I got on the gray. So if I were to sell it, which I'm not, because this thing is a unicorn, especially with this strap. But if I were to, I wouldn't lose a dime. In fact, I'd probably make a few quid. Not much, but I could probably announce it to you guys. Hey, I'm sick of it, or whatever, or I need the money desperately. I know I have an unfair advantage because I do have a reach. By the way, an update on the watches sold from was it last week? It was last week. So 5513 is gone. 5512 is gone. I knew they would go. I didn't make any money there. I sold those for my friends some money. So that's all. But I was just doing the favor, and I was doing you guys a favor because I gave you guys the option to get some seriously collectible Rolex, vintage Rolex, coming from a very good source at a really, really good price. So all good. The Sega designs are gone. The gold one and the Blue Planet 2. What else went? Oh, I can't think. Something else. Piaget is gone, as you guys know. The World Timer looks like it's gone. The Patek, I still have it, but it's spoken for, you might say. I still have the Zelos. Let me stick it on. There was one guy who's really interested, but I think he's making up his mind. Still have this Zelos thing. I'll stick it on. It's nice, really nice. The Damascus steel. It's a nice watch. What else is there? Oh yeah, there's the Speedmaster Tokyo. I want to put that on though. Because that thing is minty and it's. Listen to the whine of the Zelos. This thing is skeleton. You can see right through it. Amazing. The Tokyo has stickers and everything. And everything's all minty in the box and everything. So I haven't been wearing it. I put it on for 5 minutes last week on the show. And while I was watching the Orion go around the moon, while I was watching that AI generated lie from NASA. It's a lie, it's a lie, it's all AI. How much mental gymnastics have those guys been doing, all the flat earthers? They must have been going nuts. There's the Zelos. Look at that thing. Look how slim it is. Ooh. Titanium and Damascus steel. I did the video. They were delighted. They've paid me. It's a good watch. I was happy to. I don't like to show watches that I don't think are interesting. And yeah, now it's done. If I needed an extra watch, I would keep it because I really love how slim it is and how strong it is. And it's a good looking watch. But I have lots. I don't need any more fucking watches. Jesus Christ. It's a sickness. I'm lucky I don't have a wife barking in my ear. VC Overseas would be my exit watch, says Travis. Woo. Yeah. Crowd USC. Trying to build a full sub lineup. Wow. It's a sickness. You want every sub? Every sub ever made? Wow. Or just current subs. Anthony. Forget Christopher Ward and get a Meta certified Omega. Download the PDF test report for the watch. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. You'll see the real performance and results. Listen, Omega still make great watches. I know I made a very disparaging video about them because I think they're getting out of hand with their fucking prices, or, it's getting ridiculous. But they are beautifully made watches, apart from some of the edges on the cases and so on. But there's no arguing about their movements. Yeah, this is nice. This thing is unscratchable, unbreakable. Perhaps I should wear it more. Yeah. What else do I have? Oh, yeah, I'll put on something else in a minute. Something sexy. Grob USC 5513 will be here in an hour. Oh, it's you. Okay, can't wait. Oh, it's you. I don't like to reveal who buys the watches, but I mean, I guess you doxed yourself. We'll be there in an hour. Okay, I see what you mean. 3 stops away. Now I understand what you meant. Well done, man. That's a beauty. Very handsome. The 5512 is more collectible, but that 13 is equally as handsome, if not a little bit more handsome as a watch. Strangely. Very, very good looking watch. I was watching that film, Crime 101. It was garbage, but Chris Hemsworth has what appears to be a 5513 in it, in those early scenes in the movie. Looks great. He's a big, strapping lad as well. I thought it was like a regular 1240-60 at first, but then there are a couple more close shots, and I was like, oh, no, that's looking at vintage here. Dang. Nice watch choice for the movie. Not a great movie, though, or at least the first half hour of it. Luteo thinking, you don't know my channel. What do you think of Breitling? So if you go on my channel, let me show you guys how to do this, because clearly it's not a thing you know how to do. If I share this over, that is my channel right there. There it is. If you click on that there, you watch me live. Boom, look, in real time, like a mirror. And there's the popular videos and my videos, and then there's some subsections, blah, blah, blah. But if you go to this magnifying glass here, now you're searching within my channel. If you do it from outside my channel, then you're searching all of YouTube. That's a different thing. But if you just go there, now you search my videos. Just punch in Breitling. There's at least 2 videos in there, maybe 3 big ones with Breitlings. I like Breitling. Enjoy. In fairness, it's been a while since I've done a Breitling video, so I understand. Maybe you subbed to the channel within the past year or something. Surf and Smith, we all pause the film and squint to see the actors watching. Oh man, absolutely. Yeah, freeze frame and zoom in. Kidding me? I should probably finish with some sort of rant. Or something. Wouldn't be a Friday night without a rant. There's John, 10 bucks. Thank you, man. To the guy who didn't get the sub, don't feel too bad. Anna Darmast asked me out on a date, and I told her I was busy. I think he did get it. I'm hoping he did. What did I want to rant about? I saw an interesting clip on Instagram of this guy. He's kind of a thinking guy. He's an author, and he has a channel where he discusses stuff. Let me pull it up. Oh no, I have to download that. Anyway, he's talking about, he made a very good point about, there's like a poster of Lethal Weapon or one of these movies. Bad Boys, John Wick, all of this kind of stuff. And he's like, this is something that doesn't really exist in the world, but it's something that we've grown up watching. And that is America in particular, but the West in general. They love a film not about a cop, but about a loose cannon cop, a guy who breaks the rules. For some reason, we love films that are about the guy who wanders outside of the law. And I thought about this because of what's going on with Trump and everything. They keep breaking the fucking rules, and, Israel as well. Oh, there's a ceasefire. Let's drop 100 bombs on Lebanon and kill 300 people. That's how you keep a ceasefire, right? Smart. But the truth is that they do it because they know they can get away with it. And the truth is that, Trump will send in, B-2 bombers in the middle of the night without asking Congress because he knows he'll get away with it. And one of the reasons might be because we've been, first of all, because he has the authority, and who the fuck is going to, who has the balls to really stand up to him? No one. The Dems are pathetic. So there's that, but also because there's this culture of like, yeah, let's fucking do it, Who cares about the Geneva Conventions or international law or whatever? We can wander a little outside. And the truth is we love that because we love these characters who wander outside the law. You see if I can grab this clip. It's better articulated by this guy. But anyway, it is a thing. Think of all the movies that we love with all these guys. Lethal Weapon, right? He's crazy, Other cops stick to the rules, stick to the law. But he's the rogue guy who's going to break the rules, but he's going to get it done, man. And Die Hard, and, these aren't, we fantasize, or at least these people do it for us. We enjoy it. About these characters that break the rules. Think of what Israel did with the pagers. It's a completely illegal, reprehensible action. But God damn it, man, they got the job done. It's like that. And the truth is that apart from that bunch, the truth is that you can't operate like that. You're not supposed to. And that Lethal Weapon guy, Mel Gibson in that film, and John Wick's not law enforcement, but Bad Boys and stuff like that, they don't really exist. It's a fantasy. You're supposed to act within the law. There is no glory. And if we were to allow a person like that to exist, it would break all the rules that we hold high in our society, right? What happened with that cop? He just shot those people. Oh, well, he's a crazy rogue guy. You can't say that. You would never see a police chief say, well, it was that guy and he's a bit of an alcoholic and his wife left him, so we allow him just shoot people on sight. Go ahead, punk, make my day. This kind of guy. That doesn't really truly exist. And one of the reasons why we might be letting people get away with things they shouldn't, there's no question about what Trump and Epstein were up to. So at this point, but people are going to let him away with it. They're going to let him away with, as the leader of the free world, if you want to say that. He knows that his words will shift the markets. He knows that. All he has to say is, tomorrow I'm putting on a 60% tariff across the world, 600% on China. He can say whatever he wants. And everyone, and then the market will shift. And then the next day he can say, I'm just kidding. Or, I've decided not to do it for the next 2 weeks. And then the market bounces back and everybody makes money. And we can see it in broad daylight. But nobody is going to do anything about it. This guy should have been impeached. Never mind impeached. He should have been dragged hair first out of the fucking White House 6 months ago, screaming and kicking. But nobody's going to do anything about this dude because no one has the balls, but also because we kind of been raised to believe that if you want to get something done, you have to wander out of the rule book. The rule book holds you back, right? This is the concept, at least. The rule book is everything that our civilization, our societies are based on. It's the only reason we don't have wild vigilantes going around the city shooting people every single day. That's illegal. You can't do that. But in the movies, you can. And that might be part of our desensitization. One thing that came to mind as well was some directors do it in a more subtle form, and it's actually kind of dark and sinister. Like Steven Spielberg does it. Like, I love Steven Spielberg. I love Schindler's List, and I love, obviously, Jaws, Close Encounters, fantastic. E.T., amazing. But some of his movies are pure propaganda. I hope you know that. I know that. I can still enjoy them. I can still enjoy the movie. I can watch Saving Private Ryan, knowing that it is essentially propaganda. It is. Think of it. Think of that movie. What are they doing? They're sending these guys across to save one guy because they don't want the mom back home on her ranch to lose all her boys. Would that really, really happen? Probably not at all. But it really makes people feel good in a sea of all this killing and everything, that they're going to put their boys first and so on. It's And here's a very dark part of that movie. And I love the movie, don't get me wrong. And when I watch it, I get into the whole patriotic feel. I do. I pretend and I lap it up. If you doubt that, you should watch any of my Zero West videos. My Zero West videos are full of that fucking chest swelling pride. I beef it up deliberately. I don't necessarily believe it. I'm just pretending. If you think, some people might say that my videos are well made and I'm fairly skilled at doing them. If there's any skill in there, I try to stay humble with this stuff, but if there is any skill in there, it's my ability to become a different person. It like bring my mind inside. If you watch the Spitfire video or whatever, it's full of bravado and British honor and stuff like. You think I give a shit about British honor? I don't. I'm fucking Irish, man. But I can pretend, and I can play up all that stuff and put in Nimrod music, and play up all of that and bring a tear to your eye. One of the dark bits in Saving Private Ryan, the nerdy guy who has the typewriter he's brought as a translator, and he's a nerd and he's a wuss and he's following rules. That's a very sinister part of that movie because he's the one who wants to follow law and keep things moral. But he's the pathetic guy. He's the guy who's scared, who can't face the German soldier when he comes down the stairs after stabbing the other guy in the heart. And he's the guy who stops them all from killing that other German soldier. And in the end, he has this epiphany and changes his mind, shoots the guy, What's Spielberg trying to tell us, What are you trying to say there, Steven? And I feel like Spielberg does that deliberately too. I feel like he knows that that's going to sell. My brother saw that film on an American base, a military base here in Italy, when it came out many years ago, Saving Private Ryan. He went to see it with a friend of ours in the cinema on the military base. So he's sitting there with all members of the military. Can you imagine that? All watching that film. And at the very last scene is the flag. And he said that people nearly broke their knees, how fast they leapt to stand up, to salute, because by the end of that film, you're going to be full of all of that, patriotism. It's like a drug, So he was like shocked, like all these guys around, I feel like Spielberg does that probably deliberately, He's probably fishing for an Oscar or something. But another one is Munich. G-Surgeon, sorry, $10. I better grab this before it disappears. Rail worker. I'm going to open a blue label. Ooh, yeah, baby. I'd love a glass of Johnny Walker Blue right now. Go down nicely. Another one is Munich. Munich is a good film, very well made film, but it's a total bollocks. Like, it's not the story. It's not really the story of what happened. I read a very interesting fact about that as well, because if you've seen Munich, they go back. There's, it's a true story that Israeli Olympians were abducted and held hostage and then killed in the end. It's a tragedy. And then, the story kind of begins of this the early version of the Mossad, essentially. And Golda Meir is there, and they called it the Wrath of God or something like that, the fucking project, to go and, have vengeance. And in the movie, the guys are made out to be kind of very moral dudes. They don't want to kill the kid. She runs back in to answer the phone, and they're like, no, abort the mission. We just want to take out the dad. That killing is okay. But we're not going to take out the daughter, And there's moral quandary in there. And I read that film was shown to Mossad's agents, and they didn't like the film because they were like, why are you making us out to be, we don't care who we kill. You're making us out to be wusses with, conscience, with a conscience. We don't care. We'll kill the kid. Don't make us out to be these weak people. Meanwhile, Spielberg is trying to show the humanity of these men, that they want vengeance, but they're not monsters. And the Mossad guys themselves are like, no, we're monsters. Sorry, yeah. No, you got it wrong. Don't make us out to look weak. It's funny. That mission killed hundreds of people who had even light, distant relations to Palestinian liberation forces or organizations, including many who are completely innocent. They didn't give a flying fuck. They don't care. But the movie would make you think that they care. And that is... But it doesn't stop me from enjoying the movie. I'll still enjoy it. And I'll believe while I'm watching the movie. I know I'm being tricked. I know I'm basically essentially watching propaganda made to echo a certain narrative that people have been raised on. I know. But I'm still able to put that aside somehow in my head and still enjoy and still believe, like suspended disbelief, right? I'm real fun. I ruin movies for people. Another one is Forrest Gump. That's not Spielberg, but I always had a problem with Forrest Gump. People love that film. I think it's an excellent film, excellent performances, but it's pure propaganda from start to finish. I could do a whole 2-hour episode on my problems with Forrest Gump as a film, as a message. I mean, tons of things. Forrest himself is, he's special needs. But his friend, Bubba, is just black. He's not special needs. He's just the black kid. That's like the most racist thing ever. Jenny, whatever her name is, she's an asshole. She treats him like shit. And when does she finally want Forrest? When she has fucking AIDS. That's when she comes back and she hides his child from him for years. That's not nice. She's not a nice person, but she's made out to be nice. Here's another thing. Forrest, the life, he's a dumb guy, right? He's a nice guy, but he's dumb. That's the whole point, right? And yet, a dumb dude with no wherewithal at all has a better life than your average woman, right? Because she's not, and somehow she winds up in all sorts of trouble and winds up like, does she wind up as a hooker at some point or something, hooked on drugs and so on? And she was abused as a child, and yet this dumb dude is just like having the time of his life, and he meets the president and he becomes a table tennis champion and so on, and a shrimp tycoon. There's another one. How does he become the shrimp tycoon? How does that happen? He's trying to fish for shrimp. He can't get any. How does he finally get ahead? There's a storm and it washes up all the competing boats, and then he gets all the shrimp. So he's profiting on the misfortune of others. He doesn't actually earn the shrimp the hard way, the way all the other fishermen do. They all run into terrible luck, force majeure, a terrible storm, a hurricane or whatever it is, and it washes up all the boats and they're all on the land. And he's the only boat out there. So all the shrimp is his. It's not a success story. It's actually a horrible way to make money. I could keep going. It's a lot. There's a long list. I think the most offensive thing to me in that movie was that the totality of the story seemed to be trying to tell me the story of America. And that is the kind of dumb guy who kind of just gets away with everything anyway. I got that feeling that it's not the story of a dumb person from any country. It's a story of a dumb guy specifically from there. And I hear that echoed a lot as well. Oh, well, we may have we bombed those 180 children by accident. Oh, oops. Oh, sometimes we mess up. Oh, shucks. Like that's okay. Because, in the end, we're the goodies. So, yeah, we're so sorry about that. Or we probably won't say sorry. Trump said it was a fucking stray Iranian missile. May he go to hell for that, and anyone who believes him. But he has a lot to go to hell for, I suppose, at this point. He even said it in himself. I don't think I'll be going to heaven. One true thing he said. The feeling in that movie definitely gave me that, like, we might be done. Oh, here's another one as well. Jenny is dating the activist guy, right? So he's an activist and he's mad about the Vietnam War and they're protesting the Vietnam War. But the activist is made out to be this greasy loser who smacks Jenny and so on. Domestic violence. Whereas Forrest is the clean-cut military guy who would never hurt Jenny, right? That film is rife with despicable messages, top to bottom. But I still enjoy it. It's still a fun movie. Just be careful not to believe it. Because if you do, you might wind up being a kind of a dangerous individual. And those same dangerous individuals believe that the Iranian war is won right now. Honey, did you see we won the war? You see Iran? See, Trump put his foot down, honey, and he made the threat, and then they got scared. You see? He showed him. Just like in the movies, honey. Yeah, honey. John L. Richard, $5. Saving Private Ryan soldiers are shown as more brutal the less intellectual they are. Upham, Captain Miller, then the medic, and so on. Yeah, but that's true. The most moral guy is the nerd with the typewriter, and he can speak German, whereas Tom Sizemore and other guys are just kind of grunts, right? Sure. But the moral in the movie is that they know best, and the intellectual who cares about international law and so on is mistaken. That's what you walk away from the film with. Anyway, I am wearing the. Listen to it tick. My God. So loud. I'm wearing the Tourbillon Breguet. Maybe the most beautiful watch I've ever had. I'd say maybe without a doubt. The Tourbillon Breguet. Want to see the back? It's a work of art, this thing. Look at that thing. They don't make these backs anymore. I think it was probably not wise or cost them too much money and too much time, because the new ones don't have anything close to this. Look at that hand carved gold on the back. Amazing. This thing is astonishing. And a nice simple clasp. Bill. No need for butterfly clasp. I hate the butterflies. They annoy me. Why do they do the butterfly? Why not? All brands just do this one. So easy. It's not like the butterfly is more secure. If anything, it's a little less secure, if you ask me. Inglourious Bastards. That's a great movie. We love that one. So good. You know what he is capable of doing? Scenes like just confrontation scenes. You know, they're like plays. It's like a play on the stage. That first scene with Hans Landa and that farmer just sitting at the table, and the tension just builds slowly. That could be a scene on a stage, like on a play. Tarantino can direct action scenes, but he doesn't need to. He can easily write amazing script like that. And of course, then the one in the bar where they're all playing that funny game and so on. That's the German 3 and all of that. There's a scene with tons of tension that doesn't need anything else. You could play that out on a stage as well. Amazing. Great film. I love rumors, DG. Yes, the glass of milk. May I have another glass of your delicious milk? Yes. Caustic. Look at that name. Where's that name come from, man? I'll read it in a second. I just want to put this back on. Spring night. Let's do it. Wishing slightly moving into the kind of old man's watches, gold, leather, Vacherons, Breguets. It's all over. Hey, man, I'm 52. Don't you think it's time I grew up? Anyway, Stieglitz. Au revoir, Shoshana. Yeah, it's got tons of quotes. So strange, that film. But really good, really entertaining. I know a few people that did not like that film. I don't know how that's possible. I mean, it is a fantasy, especially the end, but that doesn't matter. It's a movie. Attentez a crème. Wait for the cream. I think Dirk is getting an MRI. Let me see if he's alive. If not, I'm going to keep ranting. I'm going to keep annoying you all. Up and coming. Yes, it's there, but I don't know when it starts. The eye bashes. When does the eye bashes start? 10 minutes. Great. I think what we're going to do is we're going to watch some of this re-entry. So they're doing a different kind of re-entry this time versus Artemis 1. What they were doing before with Artemis 1 was they're kind of bouncing off the atmosphere. They were going in and then coming up a little and then going. And it burnt away a lot of the outer protection of the module. This time, they've upgraded it slightly, but the big change they made is the attack is going to be different. It's going to be more aggressive. They're going to go down harder and faster because they think that the exposure to the heat over a long period was what was making it dangerous. I mean, in the end, Artemis 1 went fine, but they observed, the damage done, and they were like, "Oh shit, maybe we can do this a different way." James Bastian, $38265. Travis Watts, $10. Wow, look at all these super chats coming in. John, great show, man. Made my workout more tolerable. I thought you only work out in the morning. Back when I used to work out a lot, I would never do it in the morning. I would always do it in the evening. I always felt like it was a shock to the system after lying in bed all night to get up and immediately put your heart into that kind of duress like that, Also, I also liked doing the workout, exhausting the muscles, then showering, and then your body is like ready to just collapse, I always felt it was better. But some people love the workout in the morning. I mix it up, keep my body guessing. Okay. That's cool. There's Dirk. I'm home. Okay, man, we'll come over to you soon. I'm making enemies here, though. So I probably should get out of here before people start hurling abuse at me, going, you commie, lefty, woke asshole, You won me over with your Zero West video about the bravery of men in World War One, only to betray me with your filthy mouth on a Friday. From all the way over here, I'm looking at my Vacheron. I'm just going, oh my God. It's looking back at me going, don't you think I'm the sexiest bitch in the room? Yes, you are, darling. You definitely have the biggest boobs. God damn it. This thing still has the tag on. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what my point is. My point is, I suppose it's fun to fantasize about stuff a bit and have fun doing that, but you also got to be real sometimes. You got to be a bit more real It's not the real world. The movies are not the real world. Do you know what I mean? It's like that rescue mission, the guy went down in Iran. It was so fantastical. Like they made it into like a movie thing. Pete Hegseth up there with his story, his way of telling it. And I was like, he's talking to children. That's what I feel about Spielberg. I feel like Spielberg he feels like he's speaking to children. He does it very well. He's actually the best child director. He's really good at directing children. In Close Encounters, he was able to make that little boy do everything he needed to do. He had like people behind him with toys and stuff behind the camera to distract the kid. Because directing kids is a nightmare, They don't know. They're little kids. They don't know what to do. And directing animals is a disaster because an animal doesn't have any fucking clue what's happening. So trying to command an animal to do what you needed to do in the scene is really difficult. But Spielberg is always really good. Of course, E.T., Drew Barrymore. He's really good, but I feel like he did make movies for children over many years, and I feel like he still does it. I still feel like he's speaking to a childish mind, at least grown-up children, but they're still children in their head. Because I saw so many clips of people going, "Did you hear the story about they went in and they got that guy and they found him, and he was injured, but he crawled all his way to the top of the mountain." And I was like, "Oh God, what's happening? Oh God, oh God." Maybe what I said earlier is not true, that the world is not divided between rich and poor. The world is divided between adults and children. Maybe that's what it really is. People with a childish idea. They're bombing the shit out of people, civilians and school kids, and oops. Oh, well. And, but then the story that people come away is the heroes. This is why we drink, guys. This is exactly why we drink. Yeah. E.T. was scary, says DG. When I saw E.T., I was only 10 years old or something. And it was a scary movie. It's very dark. It was a scary movie for kids. It's a beautiful story. Maybe the best soundtrack ever written. Maybe. You can just listen. If you watch that movie without the music, without the soundtrack on, it's not even that good. It relies on the music so heavily, which I like, obviously. I do that when I make my stupid little documentaries. Because music will reach you in a part of your mind and your soul that storytelling can't quite do. John's coming in heavy. You can tell he's finished his workout. There will be a Maduro raid movie, a rescue movie for sure, like Zero Dark 30. Yeah. Yeah. As long as Ridley Scott doesn't direct it, because then it'll be super slop. Because there's a guy who absolutely treats his audience like children. He despises his audience. He hates them. He's an old curmudgeon, and he'll literally make an entire movie of fucking patriotic slop just to put bums on seats. It's terrible. Right. E.T. was a true story. I'm surprised, Ray, that you like Jaws, because there's a lot of people who love sea creatures and study sharks and so on who don't like that movie because they feel like it created extra fear of the ocean that shouldn't be there. Did you ever hear those people? They're like, it just made everyone afraid to go in the water, and it made people aggressive against sharks. Whereas actually sharks can be studied and understood and so on. You know, they feel like the movie again made a child's fable out of it. You know. Mary Barnes. Anyone also streaming Artemis 2 Return? Funny if wishing was on board. Cigar and all. Yeah, so we'll be looking at it, myself and Dirk. We'll put it on because you're allowed to do that. NASA are nice, educational. So we'll be watching. I don't know if we'll last through it all. We probably will, knowing the two of us. It's very exciting, and obviously we hope everyone gets back safely and intact. They're going to have a lot of info on those computers and cameras. Already the shots coming back are stunning. They made history. It's wonderful. Surf and Smith is shitloads of BMXs. Yeah. Every kid wanted a BMX after that movie, remember? Yeah. They're going at 10,000 miles per hour right now. They'll get up to 25, right? I think they're going to go faster than any human has ever traveled. Over 25, like Mach 17 or 18, something like that. They're going to be, or Mach, sorry, that's not, it's the other way. It would be Mach 32 or something like that, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They decided that it's like when they were sending them through the Van Allen belt, which is like the big smoking gun for, moon landing conspiracy theorists, is that the Van Allen belts, which protect the Earth from radiation, like going through them would kill a human, It would if you spend too much time in them. The idea is you get through them as fast as you can. And then it's about as bad as having your leg x-rayed 3 times in a row or something. It's like the same amount of radiation exposure. It's not too bad. Yes, Maury, the timepieces, yeah. Some cool stuff. One of the guys had he had a Speedy on for some of it. I think he switched watches, put on a Speedy. I was like, God, if I was going up there, that would be the watch I'd wear. Absolutely. The orchestral intro is truly inspirational. Please share. Oh, are they playing music right now? Yeah. We go on NASA. I'll do this on Dirk's thing anyway. Live views from Orion. The hell am I looking at? Oh, this is different. What's going on here? Oh, they mean you. Oh, not mine. I'm sorry. I don't know what context people are saying. Yeah, my orchestral interest. Yeah, well, and the outros. Yeah, music is so powerful. It's such a great tool to use. You can reach a person without words. Yeah, it's very important. Pull it up, Bushy. Pull it up. I don't know. I'll do that on Dirk's. Has he started yet? I feel like that episode flew by really quickly. I'm not drinking heavily. Maybe that's why. How much drinking tonight? Yeah, Dirk is live. Let me grab the link so you guys can click on it. I just played a split second of Dirk's show because I wanted to get the link, and he's already going, "Who cares?" That's the very moment I saw. There's the link in the chat. We can go over there. If you leave it play, you might be bumped over automatically. James Sebastian, your intro music. Yes, I see what you mean now. Yeah, well, I use the Bach for these lives and some of the other episodes. But yeah, if you watch the real documentaries, I usually use different classical music. Somebody asked about Breitling earlier, and the first Breitling video I did was in Siena, and it has Stravinsky, the Firebird Suite, and Petrushka and stuff like that in there. And it works really well. It's very strong, very powerful. The ending of the Firebird Suite, the resurrection of the Firebird. It's a good piece of music. All right. I guess I'll go. Thank you for the super chats and the PayPals, guys. Thanks for listening to me rant, even though some of you got annoyed. Some of you are like, I feel like he's talking about me. I probably was. Sorry. You don't have to like me, guys. It's okay. Yeah. And I'm going to put on this Speedmaster while we're watching this. I'll be careful not to scratch it, but I want to put it on. The steel and gold one, because it feels very like a trophy for the moment. All right, guys. I'll see you over with Dirk in 10 seconds. The link is in the chat. If you want to go over, I'll make sure he'll probably have a speedy already on. I'll put on a speedy. We'll be all speedied out. And let's watch this and discuss it and talk about various things. See how Dirk's MRI went. Hope it went well. He won't know though. You do the MRI and then days later they have to check the files, right? Isn't that how it works? See you over there, Mariel. Yes, see you there, man. And thanks for all the input. Good talk. If you want any of the watches, you can find me on channel at gmail.com. All right. All right. See you soon. Peace. Love. Ciao.